All right, I'm the flat rate master, and I hate sending young technicians to dealerships. So a lot of the questions I get either on live streams, social media, DMs or whatever is, I've gone to school or I haven't gone to school. How do I get into this industry? I can't find anybody willing to hire me, which is surprising, but it's still really, really common. We're going to talk about a little instance here in a second, but it's surprisingly how often I have to go. Your probably best bet to get into this industry is a dealership. And that's really, really, really sad. But dealerships are willing to train young technicians. Now on live stream, I had somebody go, well, it's not to stay permanently. It's just to get that experience so you can get hired on at an independent shop. It's really sad. That's the best way to get into this industry. But unfortunately for me, giving advice across the entire country, it's really hard to go, well, find a good independent shop that'll train you, because they're rare. The problem is for me recommending somebody, I don't know where they live. I can't go recommend a shop for them to go to. I can't recommend, anything other than get your foot in the door at a dealership and then find a job in the independent sector. It's just, there's not enough shops training the next generation. There just isn't. To give an example, there was a post on Facebook of a young woman who is in the industry. I believe she's had training, but she can't find anybody to hire her and in her local area. And it was, a guy reaching out, trying to get this young, enthusiastic woman who wants to be a technician, wants to be in this industry, trying to find her a place to train, to actually come up in this industry. Now, to credit of several responders, we will hire her if she's in our area. Please send her our way if that's where you are. And obviously it's Facebook, so it's, across the world, but made me feel better that there's shops out there willing to train. Now, in that same vein, I'm just as guilty of, falling off training young technicians. The old shop, I famously had, the original Josh, Cole, Aaron, all came up with limited experience. And I was enthusiastic to teach them as much as I could. In fact, Aaron, I was very upset when I was told he was going down to the lower shop and I was losing him because he's a good technician. Cole's out in California working on, BMWs and Ferraris and stuff. And Josh worked on BMWs, Ferraris, and pretty much everything. And I think now he's moved to New York. I was training these young technicians. I was helping them move their career on, and it was very satisfying for me. But then there was a switch at the old shop. It became so production oriented. It was all about turning and burning. And I had to go, no, I need somebody that can turn and burn. And there was a switch. And I will admit, I was just as guilty. I should have said, no, I want, if somebody I can train, I'm happy with that. The goals at that shop had changed completely. And the main goal was to turn out as much work as possible. And in that atmosphere, training a young technician is a lot more difficult. Blast me in the comments if you will, but it was not a fight that I thought I could win. Honestly, it's just the culture of the shop was completely different. It was all about getting in a superstar that could bill 60 hours a week, not training a young technician. It may have changed at this point. I don't know. But anyway, and I know this part's going to be preachy, but shops need to invest in young technicians. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some added expenses. There are going to be some mistakes. But shops, please start investing in young technicians. We need that next generation. With as many technicians are leaving the industry, invest in young technicians. Train them the way you want them to be trained and bring up the next generation. I can't stress this enough. We need new talent. We need to encourage this. Yes, their production's going to be lower. No, you're not going to make as much money on them as you could with a superstar flat rate guru, but we need this next generation. Invest in the next generation. Old suckers like me are going to retire. The next generation may be burning out. We need talent in this industry. Invest in the next generation. Don't just look for that superstar. Invest in the future. I know this was preachy, but it's pretty sad that a young, enthusiastic technician struggles to find a job. It shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have to go start at a dealership for a young technician wanting to get into this industry. It shouldn't be that way. So invest in young technicians. I know, preachy as hell, but we need young blood. And shop owners have that power to bring in young blood and train them the way they want to. That's the kicker. You bring them in, you can train them how you want them to work. So as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flatrate Master.